Well, ladies and gents, we're back after the World Cup break and we get a very, very solid point on the road. That's a result I am very, very pleased with. And yeah, good point. We were we looked better in terms of passing out from the back. Sean McLaughlin looked excellent, and considering we're 21st in the league and Watford were 4th going into it, we looked very assured in ourselves and had for a large period of the game, had great control in the game and had a real foothold in there. Towards the end, you could tell Liam Rosenior was just wanting to secure the point when he brought Tyler Smith off. And obviously it's a shame to see Demetrius Pelkas's injury as well. I'll see if anything more, well, I can find out, excuse me, anything else about Pelkas's injury on here as over the course of the video. But I actually didn't see the challenge. I was in the car and my Sky Go wasn't working. So I was just I only missed the first 10 minutes. But in terms of team news, I was quite happy. Really, really quite happy with that one. I still think, though, I don't quite get the logic from Liam Rosenior of putting Greaves at left back when we've got Fleming, we've got Elder, and we've got Matty Jacob, all three. Well, he's been really, really quite vocal about how Matty Jacobs impressed him. We've got proven decent left backs in Elder and in Fleming, unless it was just wanting to combat the height that Watford have got in midfield and up front. That might be the reasoning behind it. Also might not be. Don't know. But yeah, we'll have a Stupinian back next game as well. He'll come in, and of course we've still got Alayar, Sayad Manesh and Benjamin Tete to come in too, which is good. I still will touch more on this later on, but I don't understand why Dokan Sinik wasn't brought on about the same time he brought on us on Tufan. But if that's what Rossini wants to do, then that's fair. But Watford side, no Ismail Assar, which was a positive, but João Pedro caused us a couple of problems. And we'll talk more about that the more the game went through. Matty Ingram was called upon multiple times. So obviously the first real thing that happened was Pelkas getting brought off for Doherty. From what I've read and what I've heard from Baz Cooper at Hull Daily Mail, what he said, it looked like he twisted his knee. So we'll have to wait for the early prognosis on that one from Rosenior. And Chowdhury couldn't continue either. He was brought off for Humbo. The first bit of action I saw from us on the front foot was 29th minute. Tyler Smith was played through really nicely by Christie, but Kabasele came across to block his shot, slid, blocked it really well and put it out for a corner. The resulting corner went straight out of play from Seri. So it's good that. Then just straight afterwards, João Pedro forced Ingram into a good save. It didn't really have much power on it, the effort that João Pedro, the shot that João Pedro took, but it was, it forced Ingram into a save. It wasn't driven. It was more placed, and Ingram had to make the save, and he did it very, very well indeed. And then there were 5 minutes added because of what happened with Pelkas's injury and all that. Doherty played Tyler Smith through early in the second half. He had an effort that was kept out by Backman, and then another Ingram save just 8 minutes before the hour mark. Really good save on down low to his left to deny João Pedro. Tufan came on. I thought Tufan looked really, really impressive. I'm not quite sure why he brought Doherty off, but he was really, really impressive. He looks fitter than ever. Does Ozan. and he looked up for it. He looked really, really quite up for it. Did Ozan, but Watford kept coming, and over a spree got denied by Ingram. But then we started to take, just after the hour mark, we started to take a bit more of a hold in the game. Cyrus Christie played through Tufan. He played to Ozan Tufan, who just blazed it over the bar from just inside the area. Greaves, he had a really, really good chance that went over the bar. It fell quite nicely to him on the edge of the box. Then Ray Manage came on and he caused us a few problems. But again, Ingram came to the rescue, and Manage missed a really, really good chance. Actually, I thought that he'd have scored. But again, it was up to this point we had a really, really nice hold in the game. But then you could tell Rosinha just wanted to settle for the point, wanted to bring on a couple of defenders just to see it out, because this is a team relegated from the Premier League last year, high level team, and a point in the position we're in the table against a team like this is a very, very decent result. Coyle came on, Figueiredo came on for Woods. Woods did a lot of running. Woods was really, really quite impressive. But then Figueiredo and Coyle came on, and then from that point we just sat back. But Christie had a couple of runs forward, but not to be. Backman made a save. Then Manage in the 88th minute should have won it but didn't. Just dribbled wide, and then from that point on nothing really happened in additional time after that. But on the whole, a really, really decent performance, and a performance I'm encouraged by, and that's against a good team. We look a lot more polished, passing out from the back. I still don't think Ingram's quite comfortable with having the ball that much, but that will come, and I do think he's only back in because Baxter's only trained a week, and Ingram had a full week out in Turkey, getting more used to the system, and played both the games against Trabzonspor and against Istanbul Başakşehir. And yeah, that's about all there is to it really. I'll have another little check to see if there's any news on Pelkas's absence at the moment. Don't think so. There's nothing there at the moment, but all the best to him, and I'm sure we'll end up covering that in the preview for Sunderland. But we'll have Estupinian back for that game, and we look so much more comfortable with Liam Rosinha. I just think with Sayad Manesh back in this team, he'll be a real threat for us, because he's so direct, he's so quick, and he can jump. He's got a bit of everything, does Ali, and that's the sort of player that this team's really crying out for. Because Longman, he had an okay game today, did Ryan Longman, but I think Cynic should have been brought on when Ozan was, because he's just got that pace, and although he hasn't managed to grab himself a goal yet, I think it's coming. If he gets the time on the pitch, it's coming. But that's it from me for this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you just prior to the Sunderland game in a week's time. I'll just quickly do my thoughts on England last night. It was, it's a real shame. It's a real shame. But we'll have this chance again. The team is still really young. The team's still growing, still developing. And I think Gareth Southgate is the right man to take this team forward at the moment. If you look at the performances, he said it himself today, against France in previous years we would have rolled over, and even a few years ago earlier under his premiership, we wouldn't have been able to go toe-to-toe with the world champions like we did. And it was just unlucky. And he'll take stuff from it. Harry Kane will take stuff from it. He's world class. Regardless of that penalty miss, he's still one of the best strikers on the planet. And they'll get better. Saka's incredible, Foden's incredible already, and they're still so young. Jude Bellingham's incredible. He's insane. And Declan Rice, he'll be 27 by the time the next World Cup comes around. He'll be entering his prime. But then there's for the more senior players in that squad, your Jordan Hendersons, your Harry Kanes, your Harry Maguires maybe. I think the Euros might be their last tournaments. And once Harry Kane retires, it's going to be... We're going to need to mould a world-class striker. Because with him, now we're fine, but when he goes and this team, everywhere else on the pitch is in its prime, a world-class striker is what it could be away from winning a World Cup or a Euros when they're all at the peak of their powers. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.